Welcome to the Junglarium, my personal slice of jungle. The whole place is buzzing with activity. The plants are completely out of control, frogs are so bold that they are almost always outside and visible, and whenever I open the enclosure, they start to gather thinking that I'm bringing them food. Surprisingly, I can often see these millipedes outside during the day and night. And not only that, I spotted them getting busy a couple of times, so I hope to see small ones crawling around in the future. The other millipede species that we added, the red one, they are a bit more stealthy and I rarely see them, but the third species that we added, I didn't spot them in the last few months, so they are either permanently buried in the substrate or the environment was not suitable for them. Now look how the cleanup crew is busy. I placed a dead roach under this corkbark and a day later, boom, isopods are all over the place. Another day later, almost half of the roach is eaten, and you can also see Guinea roaches running around, and a tiny centipede that is probably hunting springtails. Even the snail joined the party. Couple of different isopod species can often be spotted. Unfortunately, most of them are plain native isopods that came with stuff I put inside, but thankfully other prettier species are still present. These big ones that I found on one nature adventure, the classic dairy cow isopods, and the best of all, the duckies. Almost every time I leave this corkbark, I spot at least one ducky, and I'm so happy they survived the spider onslaught. And speaking of spiders, they are still present in the enclosure, but at much lower numbers. I assume morning geckos are keeping their numbers in control. And as you know, I have few geckos inside, but I rarely spot them. They have kinda dull coloration, so it is impossible to see them when they don't move, and the only way you can see them is to sit in front of the enclosure and patiently observe it. That's how I was lucky to record one catching a fruit fly. But soon they will get new friends. I have day geckos in a separate enclosure that I plan to add to the Junglarium in few weeks. And I'm super hyped for that, not only because they look awesome, but also they're also super friendly, and you see, they are not really afraid of me. I mean, they are reacting, but not as intense as the morning geckos are. Okay, this is a bit sketchy. No. Ooh, check. Wait. Okay, I got him. Go back in. Yeah. You see, they are definitely not as afraid. I mean, they are cautious, definitely cautious, but they're not like running like crazy or anything. So awesome. They are going to fit in Junglarium without a problem. The only thing that I will need to change, I will need to add the bamboo sticks because they definitely need them. And now I got something else that I want to add in Junglarium, you see? Another carnivore plant, you see? Pretty cool. And I don't think that I ever give you an update on the pitcher plant that we added, so I'm going to cover that. And also generally, I'm going to talk about plants because there has been a lot of development, a lot of growth. But first, let's plant the plant. You see, I cleared the roots and I also washed the plant just in case. And I will plant it somewhere right here, so we need to remove all of these plants. You see how all the frogs are already approaching because they are expecting that I will give them something. Oh! We have a rock here. I don't even remember putting a rock here. I'll take this all out and I'm going to squeeze the plant right here. You see, crazy how I forgot that there is a rock over here. Completely covered in plants and dirt. Hilarious. This enclosure has not been active for, I don't think, even a year, and the landscape already changed so much. It is insane. But anyhow, this should be the ideal spot for the plant because it loves moisture and also it likes direct sunlight, and this is the area that is exposed the most, at least on the floor. And just look at all of these frogs. You can basically see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of the orange ones are here, and 1, 2, 3 green ones, and fourth one is always over there. So yeah, this one is always here on this rock for some reason. Anyhow, my father just called me, so I need to go and pick him up, and then we can continue with this. Just one quick important information. I'm coming to one Tarantula Expo in Germany, in a town called Weinstadt. And if you check my Instagram or Facebook, you'll find a list of all tarantulas that I can bring, that you can reserve, and also all the enclosures that I can bring, that I will bring, but I recommend you to reserve them in advance. You can send me a message on Instagram or Facebook or on my email. So yeah, see you there. Back to the video. And I'm back. Now let's go through some plants. There has been crazy developments, trust me. Like, let's start with this. You see that there are some tiny plants that are actually growing on the wall, that sprouted directly on the wall, and not only on the wall. Look also here, and one is right there. And I have no idea what this is. Tiny plant sprouting directly from the wall. I don't even know how this is possible, so maybe in the end I won't even need to cover this wall with any plants, because eventually it looks like it will just happen on its own. Crazy. And then look at this, you see this plant here, the same plant is growing here, and also over there, right there, and right there. Ignore this because I planted this. And also right there, it looks like that is this plant, but I never planted it on those spots. I have no idea how the hell did this plant manage to sprout on these places. Did frogs carry it around or some other bugs that somehow managed to spread the seeds? I have no idea. And look, even here, this tiny one, it looks like it is that plant. It is completely bonkers. And the craziness doesn't stop there. Look at these plants are actually growing on the plant. You see these green ones that are just growing out of that plant. And only on that one. I don't see. Okay, never mind. I see tiny ones on this plant and also on this plant, but this one got the most. And such a cool thing. And look at this. I have no idea which is this plant or these that are growing on the rocks or this. It must be something that came in with rocks or dirt, but I'm still surprised how well it adapted to the environment, because in Croatia we don't have really an environment like this one, so humid and warm, you know. So I never really expect that some native plant will grow this well without any problem. And yeah, all of this is also a self-sprouted plant. The Junglarium is so magical, right? Also look how all of these rocks are covered with these plants. And also, this is something that I don't like. They completely cover this plant that I want to have here. So this is something that I need to be mindful. I will need to kind of do a spring cleaning over here to make sure that other plants that are not growing as fast as these have a chance to spread also, you see. Oh, and look, in last Junglarium video we planted this plant and it is actually sprouting some nice flowers. Beautiful. Just like I told you, Junglarium is full of life. Also check out how this plant spread. I originally planted it here, but somehow it managed to go down, all the way down. And also it is growing from this side, but I planted it here. Hey guys, what is up? Are you having some sort of gathering? Okay, let's go to the other side because we have more development over there. For starters, look at this plant. You see how this leaf is spiky? And just like I said, every next leaf that is sprouting got more and more spikes. These original ones had no spikes, you see. Then this one came with only 3 spikes. Then this one came with a little bit more. Then this one with even more. And now this one is final one with a lot of spikes. So it will be interesting to see how many spikes this one will have. And look at here. How the hell did this plant got there? It looks like it's this plant, but somehow it's sprouted over there. And also the other plant, you see. And we have a nice millipede over there. Just randomly strolling around during the day. So many things you can see in the Junglarium. Oh yeah. And now let's open this that I showed you. Oh, look. Also red millipede is over there. So whenever you check, you can see someone. Look. A lot of isopods. Small ones, big ones. These. But unfortunately, I don't see any ducky isopod. Never mind. Here is a ducky isopod together with some roaches. Yeah, we've already seen all of that in previous scenes, but now you can see it in like real life. I'm showing you that it was not a lucky recording where I recorded all that. You can always see, and look, another one of those millipedes right there, just running around. From the very beginnings, I was looking to have a setup so the animals will be kind of visible, you know, so they are not hiding all the time. I was hoping that they just won't hide all the time, but now seeing that it is actually like that, my mind is blown. I cannot believe. Because I was hoping that frogs will be visible, but millipedes and isopods and everything else, I just didn't expect that. And take a look at the wall that we did in the last Junglarium update. I mean, check out the footage before, when we just set it up, and now you see how it actually developed a bit. You see this monster that I added here, this one, with these awesome leaves. It is actually sprouting like crazy. There are a lot of roots and everything. Look at this climbing plant. If you check out right there, you see, it hooked to the wall and it is sprouting over there. But this plant is actually growing a bit funky and in the shade. I don't know why. I don't know why it is going over there and not up here where the light is. But hopefully that will work out. And also this one is hooked to the wall, you see. without any problem, yeah. And when I get more plants and let them grow in like 6 months, this wall should be fully overgrown. And look how these plants over there are growing on the wall, you see? Even though I haven't put anything over there, it seems that it will just fix itself. The only bare part of the enclosure is this right here, and that is because this is the driest part. And I added one misting nozzle over there, so hopefully in the future also the plants will spread over there. And I will actually put something that don't need a lot of light, because that spot should be ideal for that. Also, this plant is kind of tall because it is trying to get to the light, but it is covered with this leaf. So I'm not sure if I should just cut the leaf. But then you see the new one is sprouting and it will just replace it. So I'm not really sure. I was hoping that this plant will like grow taller above these leaves. So maybe that will happen in the future. We will see how it will develop. Oh, and the pitcher plant, let me show you that. I planted it over there and now it is a bit overgrown by this plant. But if you look right here, we have a fresh pitcher right there, and also all the other leaves will have more pitchers, so that should be cool. It was just a small sprout when I put it over there, so I'm not surprised that it is slowly developing and growing. But the other one that I planted right here, look, pitcher here, old pitcher here, fresh pitcher over there. Yeah, it is a bit in the darkness because of all the other plants. So the pitchers and leaves are not really big, but it is growing regardless. I'm not sure if I should change something or not. So those are all updates, or at least majority of updates, because I'm probably forgetting something. And as I was recording these last clips, everything seemed a bit dark on the camera, and then I noticed that it is actually 7:30 p.m. and after 7 the light's starting to dim down. They are simulating the sunfall, and that is exactly what is happening. So yeah, it is getting darker and darker and darker until they turn off. And if you're wondering what sort of light I have the brand new Arcadia Luminous system. The dimming option is in the app. You don't need a separate device. You just set it up on your app, on your phone, and you get the perfect sunrise and sunfall. And it also works with UVB. I have a UVB lamp inside for the lizards, so it also works with the UVB, which is awesome thing. Anyhow, in next video, I'm hoping that we will add new animals, and I'm not talking about the day geckos, because by the time you're watching this video, I went to Terra Plaza, and over there I was searching for vampire crabs, because I want to add vampire crabs inside. Hopefully I was able to buy them, so check my Instagram to see if I posted anything. Anyhow, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs it up and comment something. If you want to support this channel more, there's a Patreon page. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, up on Monday, and see you again soon. Bye!